The Huskers are well rested and heading to Happy Valley to try to get to 8 wins. We preview the game and chat about the season thus far. And we talk women's tackle football tonight on Big Red Wrap. Hi everyone, I'm Michael Severe and welcome to Big Red Wrap-Up on Nebraska Public Media. The Huskers are trying to get its highest win total since 2016 at Penn State this week, and we want to hear your opinion. You can connect with us, of course, on the Facebook. Later, of course, you can also email us as well. Let's take a look at the bowl game would you like to see the Huskers in? This is the sideline survey from last week. Citrus Bowl, 42%, the highest one on Orlando, Florida, and then, of course, 22% tied for Tampa and Nashville. This week's question, how many teams do you think the Big Ten will get in the college football playoff? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20% says 2, 45% say 3, and of course we can always hope that Michigan beats Ohio State and maybe they get 4. Chat more about what's going on with Nebraska right now, former Husker Damon Benning, and of course Sean Callahan. Michigan does control their fate still, and if they could win for the 5th year in a row over Ohio State, that would be crazy.
Yeah, it'd actually be ideal, just because I think it's not too far-fetched of a world where I think Notre Dame and Miami could both get in, and then you get your G5.
Yep.
And then go 4-4, and then it gets interesting or 4 from the Big Ten. Then it gets interesting with can 2 get in from the Big 12, which really squeezes the SEC, which is kind of what I'm after.
Of course, on the other side, USC gets upset over Oregon. Ohio State still beats Michigan. USC lose. It could be 2. As easy, right? I mean, it could go back and forth pretty easily.
Do you look at SC Oregon as an elimination game for Oregon?
Yes, I
do. Their resume
is
shaky.
Yeah. The way they have them
when
drop
you
down.
look at it, it's because right now.
Because their big win against Penn State, of course, is no longer.
And they have Washington after USC.
Yes, exactly. So, it could go either way. Thoughts so far on the season and how, as a former player, do you treat the bye week? What's the important part of the bye week for you guys?
So I think it was interesting that they're coming off the win against UCLA for the bye week because it changes your preparation to some degree. I think you always want to be your own benchmark, but realistically, you get a little more pep in your step because you're going to get the extra 2 days of prep. You treat the real rest day as an active rest day because you want to stay busy and keep the momentum. Your mood is different, so I think your subconscious kicks in to stay aggressive. So you always want to take advantage of rest and recovery. That's number one.
Yeah.
But when you start to implement that game plan early and you get the iPad and they're doing their install, man, you're locked and loaded, and you know that you're going to a tough place and probably your first true road game. I think you always want to be on attack mode with the bye week.
So there's a bye week in between, but obviously we saw this earlier in the season. They beat Maryland, then they had to go to Minnesota. Your feel about adjusting to whatever didn't go quite right the first time?
Yeah, I think this is different for Nebraska, just having the week off to get ready for this trip. I mean, and you brought the point up, the stat of not winning the back-to-back weeks on the road, how hard that is to do. I think the momentum of getting the win and having the week off to kind of recover, look at things closer, watch Penn State play. But Penn State was at home. Penn State was on the road last week. I just think they're in a different position. That Maryland-Minnesota was a unique stretch, especially with the shortened week out at Minneapolis. Now, Nebraska's going to see a different version of that with the shortened week at home with a very physical Iowa team that's going to come to Lincoln on Black Friday.
How important was the bye week for Emmett Johnson? We talked so much earlier about how many carries he was getting. The last 4 weeks, obviously, he's been running the ball a lot. How important was it for him?
Well, it was important, right? But for EJ, he doesn't take time off, right? Even when he could cut reps down or maybe get light work, he's constantly getting reps. He's one of those guys that's a rhythm and feel guy.
Yeah.
So he likes to stay busy. He eats the right way. He takes good care of his body. And so for him, man, you almost want to stay in a rhythm, but he's smart. He's played the long game with his body. And he doesn't take a lot of good shots in terms of direct. So I think, he enjoys the time off. He got a chance to campaign a little bit. Now let's see if he can put it together in a good performance.
Doesn't take a lot of big shots. Random name, but Pierre Thomas. That's who he is.
Oh, the tiptoe. The
Always turned his shoulders.
Tray, just the subtle
perfect. Yeah,
shoulder turns.
Rarely ever took a big shot. What about in terms of, and Damon was mentioning rhythm, getting TJ Lateef another week, right, to be able to get into the offense, get under control, understand what he needs to do before going on the road in this tough trip.
Yeah, they gave him a really simple menu at UCLA, just the way they used him, the way he had confidence in what he was doing. Now that's all out on film, and now Jim Knowles has had time to look at that. So I think, how do you pivot off of what he did at UCLA, find some more things that you know could hurt Penn State? We know Penn State has struggled, which everybody struggles at in a way with mobile quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So how can you utilize that mobility this week to get this very aggressive Penn State defense off balance? You know they're going to bring numbers at Lateef to see how he handles it. Jim Knowles did something similar last year to Dylan Raiola in Columbus when he was at Ohio State. And you have to think he's going to have a similar aggressive game plan to get after Lateef.
Not to disagree with Sean at all. I saw plays that they hadn't run before. So they added some things, right?
I'm in agreement. I'm on this
They
side.
added stuff. I mean, I know that it looked simple because you were going against UCLA and because he looked like he was in rhythm, but they added stuff. That play we just saw, I didn't see that play all season.
Yeah,
that whip route.
And kind of running the duo, the play action off duo, putting him in underneath center a little bit more, and putting EJ directly behind the running back. It was subtle, but it was different. And I think the thing that we learned about TJ is he's bright. His football acumen is at a high level, and he prepares like a pro. So they'll continue to build on it, and his confidence will grow too. But to agree with Sean, the pressure package will probably look a lot more like the last few series against Indiana than it will what happened in East Lansing. Because I think if you're Penn State, I get it, the coach effect bump, and maybe you settle in and no Aller versus Aller. But, I mean, if we're honest, FIU Penn State looked a lot like Michigan State Penn State. So that was at the beginning of the season with a healthy quarterback and a full team. It still is the same Penn State team. That it looked a lot like what we saw at East Lansing last week.
We're going to talk to a guy who covers Penn State a little bit later. But what I've noticed watching them the last 4 weeks is their pressure packages have changed. Their two best sack guys combined for 6 of their 8 sacks in the last 4 games.
Yeah.
They've been getting after it more. That's something, obviously, they have to get ready for.
Yeah, I think they just have been more aggressive as the matchups have changed. I mean, I felt like when the schedule was harder, they played with pressure. The Oregon game, they just didn't really play to win that game. When you go back and watch it, they were so conservative at times with what they did.
So it was a James Franklin game.
Exactly.
I've been watching that for 10 years.
And you just think about how far things have come. James Franklin's now the head coach of Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
And that Oregon game wasn't that long ago. So I think now there's this nothing to lose mentality. They're heavy favorites by almost 10 points this week. They're going to be heavy favorites against Rutgers, get to 6 wins, get to maybe New York for the Pinstripe Bowl. I mean, that's kind of what Penn State's playing for right now. They don't have much more to play for other than, extending their season and hopefully getting a bowl trip.
Yeah, well, the back end of that, or the other side of that coin, is with that front 5-6 man pressures. They've been vulnerable to some big plays.
Over the top.
And what's happened is teams have thrown the ball over their head a little bit. So they'll have to shore that up a little bit, because I do think TJ can spin it at a good enough level with those guys outside where you have to worry about running after the catch. You send +2 pressures, you better tackle on the back end, and it's left them a little bit vulnerable.
And also, pretty much every quarterback they've gone against who was mobile has had a big numbers. Nico obviously had a huge game against them. Even Mendoza had 2 runs, 4 first downs, had a touchdown run.
He saved their bacon on a couple of those scramble extending first down drives.
Yeah, so we wouldn't be surprised if some of those run plays for Lateef are put into it to go against what we've seen already as a problem for.
Yeah, set the tone early with his legs and kind of get them off balance, because it's a completely different quarterback than Dylan Raiola.
Oh, yeah.
So the film that they were preparing on Nebraska, throw it out the window. I mean, you don't have as much to study, but we know Lateef's athletic ability can really get you off balance. We saw it with UCLA, opening play of the game, what they did, and that really set the tone, I felt like, for the rest of the night with his mobility, that they had to defend Nebraska differently than maybe previously with Dylan Raiola.
Yeah, it's an old wives' tale, but nobody talks about the soup as long as it's hot. Nobody talked about the offensive line last week.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing much offensive line talk on Monday, Tuesday after that game.
It's just interesting how it's the same offensive line that's got a guy mentioned in the Heisman. He's a Maxwell finalist. You've ran the ball well. you know, you've played 9 different offensive linemen. Who knows how many different combinations. You're down 2 of your top 3 tackles. You had a guy flip positions, and you can't look me in the eye with a straight face and tell me Pritchett is not a better player today than when they got him. So, while are they a perfect unit? Absolutely not. Were they leaky on the edges a couple of games? 100%. But I'm not yet ready to have the development discussion when we look at it in its totality with context.
Yeah. They've given up 24 sacks in Big Ten play, but only 2 over the last 3 games. So obviously something has gotten better.
Yeah, since that Minnesota 9-sack game, I mean, everything has changed. And it starts with getting the ball out of the quarterback's hand. I mean, you're just not seeing the quarterback hold the ball for 4+ seconds. And we saw at times whether it was protection issues, receivers not getting open, or just the QB holding the ball too long, the ball was in the quarterback's hands way too long, and it led to issues with everything they were doing. I think Dana Holgorsen has done a much better job of, you know, getting the ball out of the quarterback's hand, not allowing what we saw against Michigan or what we saw against Minnesota to happen again.
Plus, they're running the ball.
And it's interesting. Like, if we're honest, just pull out, go 30,000 feet, and be objective. Would you really be surprised if 2 of the 3 interior linemen got postseason honors? I mean, between Latovsky, Evans, and Spindler, these guys are playing at a really high level. It's just underappreciated positions, and it's not as sexy as looking at what's happening outside of tackle.
Before we get to defense real quick, we're not talking enough about Evans moving to center and how he's playing. It's the toughest position on the line in terms of everything you need to know, and he is playing at a high level.
He's flourished. He's not, it's not just the position change. It's, you don't even mention him for anything that's going wrong, and we take for granted his athleticism when it goes right. It's like, oh, that's just Justin being Justin. It's like, again, the conversation in its totality with offensive line development. I get what's easy to see sometimes when you give up 18 sacks in 2 games between Michigan State and Minnesota, right? It gets ugly in a hurry. But from a development standpoint, I'll listen.
Yeah. Defensive-wise, we look at the Black Shirts and they're up 28-7. They give up those late scores. Your feeling about what you've seen from the team ever since Nebraska started running the ball and getting more time in possession, what you've seen from the defense?
Well, the pass defense has been elite, and I think the USC game really solidified that. Nobody did to what Nebraska did to Mekhi Lemon.
Nobody.
No. And I had USC writers say that to me after the game. They're like, wow, what Nebraska's secondary did to USC's receivers, that hadn't been done all year. Unfortunately, they've struggled, obviously, with the mobile quarterbacks and stopping the run at times, but they've been very good about not giving up the big plays. I think that's the one thing. When teams score on the defense, it's long drives. It's 14, 15, 16-play drives. So I think that is a positive that, hey, no matter what, they have to earn what they get against this black shirt defense. And, you know, there's been moments where they've been excellent. The pass rush with just 4 has just not been what you need it to be, though, to be an elite defense in the Big Ten all around.
Yeah, you force somebody to go on long drives like that, better chance of them getting penalties, turning the ball over, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and what's happening now in college football, and in particular with the couple of long drives that Nebraska's given up, I think they have 4 drives of 16 plays or more. On 75% of those, there's been a defensive penalty that has extended those drives too. So the difference between an excuse and an explanation is accountability. So Nebraska has to own the fact that they need to be a little bit more disciplined. You get a little handsy, you get a little grabby, you get PIs, those extend drives. But when teams are taking 4 downs to get 10 yards, or you give up a scramble, some of that you'll live with, even though you don't love it, because you don't think it's sustainable over the long haul. But to Sean's point, they're not throwing it over to Nebraska. They're not throwing it over Nebraska's head, and they're not giving up the explosives for scores. Over time, that dog will usually hunt.
Now you think about, I have to think all the way back to that Ohio State game, last year when Jeremiah Smith got over the top on the 1. But I mean, I can't even think of really any that have been, other than a pass interference, that have really been deep balls.
You think about how opposite that defense was. That defense at Ohio State allowed 1 rushing first down, and it was a QB sneak where a false start wasn't called on.
Right.
Where Jeremiah Smith obviously did what he does. But this defense.
And a switch release, they turned him free.
It's now the pass defense that's been elite, where the run defense had issues maybe just being consistent, giving up a lot of 4 to 8 yard type runs. And then when they get the 3rd and longs, it's been the QB runs. How many times have we seen the 3rd and 8 and longer on a QB play get a first down? And that's been a tough blow at times for the defense.
Probably won't see that this week with Penn State's backup quarterback, but just getting more pressure. They've only given up 12 sacks in Big Ten play. What do you think about Nebraska being able to get a little bit more havoc?
So I think for them, it's the pre-snap looks. Whether you show 5, you back out. You show 6, you back out. Grunkemeyer hasn't seen some things real clean yet. He's flushed himself out of the pocket a few times too in these last few starts. For Nebraska, I think the biggest way for them to affect the quarterback Saturday will be pre-snap looks. Their D-line is quietly getting better. Keona Davis, Wanari, those guys, Van Poppel, trajectory up. So if you're Nebraska, you get McCullough back, whether it's +1, +2 pressure, the effectiveness will be all about what you show him pre-snap.
The one thing that Nebraska won't have as big an advantage they've had recently is that even though Nebraska's number 2 special teams-wise, Penn State's 6.
Yeah.
They've actually been really good in
Legit.
coverage. What do you think about that matchup special teams-wise?
Yeah, the punt returns in general are just harder to come by in some of these Big Ten games. I mean, you're seeing a lot of punts from more midfield area, which generally your return guys kind of in a just catch it or let it go in the end zone mode at that point. So I think a lot of it is early in the year you get kind of more return opportunities, which we saw, and there just haven't been those chances. But the block punt factor, Penn State has blocked 4 punts.
3 by Sutton,
Nebraska's obviously got the one big one for points against Michigan State. I think everyone wants to block punts at Michigan State because they did one on Penn State last week too. So I lean towards Nebraska because they've been so special in that area this year with what they've gotten out of the return game, the kicking game. We have not seen a lot of pressure, though, on Archie Wilson. It'll be interesting what kind of heat they bring at him.
Barney has more return yards this year than they had between 2021 and 2024, which is crazy to think about. Coming up a little later on Big Red Wrap-Up, we'll share you a story about women's football in Nebraska. Next up, we'll be joined by former Nebraska O-lineman Brett Qualley. As we go to break, more shots from Herd at Sports back in 2.
So, go play on NBC, national TV. Do I love getting back at 3 o'clock in the morning and playing Friday at 11? Yeah. We'll go do something tough. But that's, now you guys know why I say things like, hey, let's stop fighting as a Husker Nation. Let's all come together because we got bigger fish to fry. But that's, 4 night games this year? 4 road night games this year. So Everyone's going to get a chance to see our defense fly around.
When I get there, it's just another game. I've coached in a bunch of cool stadiums and cool venues, but going back there, I'm going to have a bunch of family going to the game, and my son there flying in for Thanksgiving, so it'll be cool.
We got plenty of people on the staff that have, and I've heard a lot about it, but I think TJ's gonna be fired up, ready to go, man. I mean, you come to Nebraska to play in these games, and so these are the kind of games that you look forward to. I was just talking with Dylan out there at practice, and it's killing him. He's once again in the meetings, taking notes. Great sounding board. But one of the things he said to me out there was, man, this was a game that I was really looking forward to. So people come here to play in types of games like these. We were concerned with the number of snaps and the number of touches early. We had that conversation with game 1 too much and then game 4 too much. Well, is it? Because that's, it doesn't look like it is to me. I mean, the dude just keeps getting stronger, and whatever we need to do to get the ball to him. One, we're going to do that, but two, he can handle that, and so it's pretty cool to see a young man that's worked so hard that is getting the credit that he deserves. Just look at the numbers. The numbers are as good as anybody in the country.
Love that hoodie. Last week, trivia question, Emmett Johnson's over 1,000 yards this season. It's an easy question. Who holds the single-season Husker record, and how many yards did he rush for that season? The answer, of course, Mike Rozier in 1983, 21-48 on his way to winning the Heisman Trophy. Our winner is Jeff Gilbertson from Grand Island. He wins a copy of our own Sean Callahan's new book about the Huskers, the program, Nebraska Curated History of the Cornhuskers. This week's winner will be announced on next week's show. This week's trivia question, going into the weekend's game in Happy Valley, where did Penn State and Nebraska rank on the all-time wins list? Remember, Penn State lost some of those wins after the Sandusky scandal. Our Husker history flashes back to one of the most surreal days in all of college football history. In 2011, the Huskers were at Penn State, and it was the first time since 1950 without Joe Paterno on the sideline. He was fired the Wednesday before the game. That was a crazy night. The game itself was controlled pretty much by Nebraska, and Rex Burkhead ran all over Penn State's defense for 121 yards and a touchdown. And on defense, Levante David had 9 tackles and a huge stop on 4th down as the Huskers won 17-14. Joining us now, former Husker offensive lineman that was actually out for that game, Brett Qualley, joining us here on Big Red Wrap-Up. That's the one game you missed the whole year?
That was, yeah. I got a concussion the week before, so I missed that game, but what everyone said about it was just that it was just an eerie feeling, right? Yeah. You talked about the first game without Joe Paterno there. It was eerie, it was quiet, it was just a kind of a surreal venue is what I was told from missing that game. But, we went in there, we got the win. That's the most important thing.
Coach Brown getting everybody together for the prayer, just watching that on TV, man, I had chill bumps.
Oh, yeah, Coach Brown's one of the, his leadership and his just how he can bring a whole group of guys together is something special that, it's something that every time I see him, it's still like, oh, it's Coach Brown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you see him, you give him a hug, and it's just always good to see Coach Brown like that.
Mm-hmm. You look fantastic, super good nature. You're giving me these Lowry golf vibes with the look.
He does.
It is.
He's got all the force.
Much better temperament than Lowry, so I'll give you that. But you're watching these guys play, and we were just having the interior lineman versus the tackle talk. You were a swing guy, super versatile. You could play a lot of different places. What do we miss when we're so easy to critique what happens on the edges and the tackles didn't do this or they're that? What are we missing sometimes when we dumb it down the way we do?
Yeah, I think especially this year, I think there's been several different tackles who have been in there. They've rotated. I think you guys were talking earlier about how many different guys have played, and now guys are kind of finding their role. We've had some injuries this year, but on the tackle position, you're kind of expecting. You expect the quarterback to be in a certain spot, but things break down. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, you got to just keep fighting to get there. And sometimes I think guys, maybe they feel as though they are at the place they need to be, and all of a sudden it's like the play is breaking down, things are changing, and every play is different. And that's the hardest part, right? Is that every single play, it doesn't matter. You think you're taking a good set, you think something, and sometimes you just get plain beat, especially when you're one-on-one on the edge. And that, it's a horrible feeling to get beat on the number one, it's horrible to get beat on the edge. But I think it's just one of those things that maybe there was a certain route that was called, hey, we're going to throw on 3 steps this time. And then all of a sudden, oh, crap, he didn't throw it. I think, like, sometimes, yes, tackles do just get beat, and it's an unfortunate part of the game. Sometimes it's schematics. Sometimes you just don't know. So it's one of those things, like, yeah, it's quick to judge, like, man, this guy just got beat again. And it's another part where it's like maybe there was a certain play call. There was a guy that was supposed to be open. He wasn't. Play breaks down, and it leads to a sack. And it's an unfortunate part of the game, especially playing tackle in the O-line.
I'm curious your thoughts on Elijah Pritchett. I mean, when you were here, you had a unique tackle battle yourself. You beat out Tyler Moore, who was a highly touted starter, and ended up winning the job. And Pritchett comes in as this highly touted transfer, doesn't initially win the job, but has got back in there with opportunity. What are your thoughts on his upside and his potential if he plays to his level?
Yeah, like you said, I think over these last few games, he's really settled in as being the left tackle now. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to, you come out thinking you're the guy. Maybe that was the case. I don't know how it was in the locker room, in the meetings and everything, but you come out, you're transferring in, you're going to be the guy, and you don't win it right away. So what do? It seems like from outside looking in, it seems like he just kept battling, and now he's settled in. He's done some good things. You can tell that Pritchett is very athletic. He's moving really well, so I hope he can just continue to settle in these last 2 regular season games. We got a bowl game coming up too, so it's one of those things that, especially these last 2 regular season, bowl prep, which is essentially a mini training camp again for these guys to get even more reps, and then wherever the bowl game is, so these last month of the season or so, really just hone in and get ready, finish this season strong, and now you build that off into the off season.
I try to preach to people, no matter how much you love football, how much you watch it, you probably don't know what's happening on the offensive line, right? You think you know where that guy was supposed to be, unless you're in the meeting room, unless you're watching tape. How difficult is it for the average football fan to understand what's happening play to play on the offensive line?
The best way to put it is, like, for example, sometimes there'll be a DN just running free and he kills the quarterback, right? Like, what is this tackle doing? Well, like we were talking about earlier, like the pressure looks, right? So are you hot? Is the running back out on a route? Is the tight end in on that play? And then you can cancel that out. So now you're still sliding down. Sometimes the quarterback will even audible and do a full line slide one way, and the ball is supposed to come out. Well, that guy's covered, and then in the back, and then it's like, well, why didn't the tackle block him? Well, the tackle is told. Typically, it's the quarterback's making the quarterback's number one always. Quarterback's making the call, then the center's echoing it.
Right.
Some teams do it different. Some teams do it where the center is making every call, even for the quarterback, especially with the older center, younger quarterback.
Right.
Sometimes the center. So, there's just sometimes where it looks like, why did no one block him? Well, that was the read of the play. The play's taking 2 to 3 seconds. If it doesn't happen, someone's getting killed, and yeah, you're looking bad. But then in the meeting room, you're kind of like, well, maybe that was on him this time. Maybe it's on this. We got to fix this. And that's, once again, on Sundays now, playing Saturdays, on Sundays, that's where you get in the meeting room and you dissect.
Run it over and over.
Yeah, run it back. The clicker just
right here?
The clicker just goes back and forth, sits there and goes back. But yeah, there's so many, the complexity of it. Like, even I'm like, why was that a 5-yard pass? But the amount of calls that had to happen, or the amount of audibles that had to happen to get a 5-yard pass, everyone's happy. Coaches are like, that was great. Because you can't control what the defense is going to do. You can read it, you make your adjustments, and you go. And you got 40 seconds, play gets called, now you're down to 20 seconds. You got to make your calls, make your audibles, and go. And that's what you got to do. Everyone's got to believe what they're doing. Everyone's got to know what they're doing. You say set hut, and you let it happen.
I get we're only talking about roughly 10 years, but the game has changed a ton, right? The screen game, the slot receivers, getting the ball out quick. You've always been a good athlete, right? You look like a hooper I know that's your brother. You can golf. Really good athlete when you played offensive line. What does it take to play offensive line? We joke, the Flozell Adams, the Orlando Paces, those guys would have a hard time, in my opinion, hard time playing now with the way the game is moving. What's an ideal offensive lineman now look like when all these guys are so interested in measurables?
Yeah, I think.
Does it look like Pritchard?
Yeah, I mean,
With those long arms down to his
long,
knees?
yeah, long arms.
Mr. Basketball, by the way.
He
was Mr.
The
Basketball.
whole family can
Like
but
long, long arms. I think the guys who really seem to be doing the best are guys who, in high school, are the like 230, 240.
and you grow
And
into
you
it.
grow into it, and it takes time. In today's college world, there's no time anymore. You're getting paid. You're getting a bonus to come in and play. You're getting all this stuff. So where now you see, like, I just come across these recruits who are 6'6", 330 in high school, and I'm like, that's.
What are you doing?
You're almost gonna have to come down, right?
Yeah, because the speed is so, like you said, the screen game, the being able to, you got to run. Like you have to be. There's less and less like line up on the ball, fullback, outside zone. There's still like the mashing and mauling of guys.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's so many checks to these screens. You better be able to run. You better be able to move in space, cut. You got to block a 200-pound defensive back who's probably diving at your knees anyway. So you got to do all of that to.
At least they try to clean the rules up
Yeah,
for
it
you
is.
guys where they can't cut you guys.
Yeah.
Brent, when you were at Nebraska, you guys dealt with some quarterback injury stuff where you had to play a lot of different guys. Ron Kellogg had to come in and play, obviously Tommy Armstrong. I forget if you were on the team with Zach Lee that year or Cody Green. I mean, a lot of different things.
Yeah.
How do you think Nebraska managed it this past week with TJ Lateef, and how hard is that to get a young quarterback ready?
Yeah, I think Lateef came in. From just once again watching on TV, it looked like maybe a simpler game plan, a lot more running, just letting him get out in space, use his athleticism to make these plays, and he did a great job. He came in with his first start. He came out, he had like 2 incompletions all game, something like that.
Yep.
To where it's fantastic. And that's like an OC like Holgerson who's been in the game forever. He can make a game plan to where, he's letting these guys play up to their abilities, and you saw last week at UCLA.
Do you like having that mobile quarterback behind you, or would you rather have the guy standing in one spot?
It's completely different. It's 2 completely different things. If you know more of a pocket passer's back there, right? You're getting to your depth, you're setting, you're keeping the width of the pocket, right? The interior 3's your depth, the tackles are your width. That's we call it the dish, right? Like you make a dish like that. And when you have a mobile guy, that dish doesn't really, they get you out of a lot of stuff, but sometimes they could be running and a guy breaks off, then where are you going?
Yeah.
You're holding, right? Things like that. So, but they also get you out of a lot of spots too. If you like you get beat or something, or you let a guy run the edge, they have the ability, a mobile quarterback can get around. Like when I was playing like Taylor Martinez, he could make a lot of guys miss and make you look really good, even though you might have not had the best block.
Are you a check with me guy? Some linemen are different, right? It's gone from right to left versus run to pass to now right left check with me's or a pass, right? Like, it's hard to settle in. Do you like the freedom, or would you like it a little more?
Yeah, it depends. Like we would always have probably 2 plays called anyway. So you could go, like, you'd have alerts and kills, and right, but you know the game plan well enough to where you walk up, as you're turning around, you see how they're going to start lining up. You better know which way it's going.
Yeah.
Right, like you see a nose guard this way, where, hey, in this play we want to run at the nose, or this play we want to run at the 3-tech, the D tackle. So it's one of those. Then if they show pressure, you got to get out and get to a pass anyway. So it's like you got to get the screen or something. So you kind of just know, or you better know what's coming. So that's kind of, but I liked it. I like because you get to the best play, and then you get to go do your best blocks.
I'm curious. You played with a lot of good running backs at Nebraska. How surprised are you that Amir Abdullah is still playing in the NFL?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, look at what he's done. He's now he's playing. He's still, I think, year 11 now, something like that. So, no, super proud of Amir. Like, to keep going. You know, Rex played forever. Roy had a great career till he had some injury issues. It's one of those, like, you don't realize how special they are, and then, or you knew they were special in college, and to go see the continued success in the NFL.
It's a heck of
it's
a
really cool.
threesome.
It's really cool to be that I was able to just be a part of that.
And by the way, Roy's still playing with those 8 kids at home. He's got a lot
got
on his plate.
He's busy. He's definitely still busy.
We appreciate it, man. Thanks for taking the time.
Appreciate it.
When we come back, we're going to talk some recruiting, and Sean Fitz over at State College will talk about the game on Saturday. Back after this. Welcome back to Big Red Wrap-Up. Last Friday night, it was the state championship semifinals, Millard South at Omaha Westside. It was all about Alabama recruit Jet Tamala. Millard South's quarterback, he threw for over 450 yards with 7 touchdown passes in the 62-21 win. And the Patriots will take on Papillion La Vista, who knocked off Creighton Prep on Tuesday night in the finals at Memorial Stadium. You, of course, can see that game along with all the football state championship games right here on Nebraska Public Media starting at 10 a.m. Monday and Tuesday. All 6 games will be live for you, along with the awards and all the pomp and circumstance that comes with Nebraska State Finals. Here with us, of course, Sean Callahan to talk recruiting. Let's first talk about the decommit, Edna Carr kid out of New Orleans.
Yeah, Leon Noyle, offensive lineman, had been committed for a while to Nebraska over the summer, had been flirting, though, with Mississippi State, had visited Mississippi State in June, went back there for a trip in November, officially parted ways. And look, it's just different. Anyone that covers high school recruiting now will tell you it's so much different this year, even more than ever before, just with how teams are managing commits and spots and the money and everything else involved. So I don't get the sense that Nebraska is too beat up about this because there's so many other ways that you can get this figured out now.
Louisiana kids like to stay close to home. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason. Let's talk about what Coach Rule had to do during the bye week.
Yeah, Coach Rule, they were out on the road for a couple of days. He was in Florida, he was in Georgia, got out, saw some of the receiver commits, was at Dayton Raiola's game as well in Georgia. So they did get out there and see a few things over the bye weekend for Nebraska, so that was good. And those will be the final days that Nebraska will be out on the road until January. I mean, so the dead period will be here before you know it. Signing day is the first Wednesday in December.
That's incredible. And then Keenan Kaiser from Sydney.
Yeah, looking at our in-state spotlight tonight, we've got Keenan Kaiser, an Iowa State commit.
I never would have spelled that correctly.
And he they played against Columbus Lakeview on the road.
Yeah.
Undefeated matchup. And a lot of people consider Lakeview the favorite in that game. Well, Sidney went in there and won. I watched that entire game, and he was all over the place. On defense, made some big plays down the field. We'll get a chance to see Keenan Kaiser, the Iowa State commit from Sidney, in the state championship game. They're going to be going against even a better team, though, in Wahoo, who has been the #1 ranked team all year in Class C1.
Yeah, they have one of the best players in the state as well. Let's take a look at the Big Ten standings now. Of course, Indiana sitting there at 8-0. Ohio State at 7-0 in conference. Oregon, USC, Michigan. There's Nebraska sitting there, reminding you again, they are 7-3 on the season. All you people keep talking stuff. They're still 7-3 on the season. Around the Big Ten this week, the conference heads into week games for 10 teams already bowl eligible. 4 other teams still with a chance to make it. The biggest game this week has USC heading to Eugene to take on Oregon to keep their playoff hopes alive. Another game of survival sees Michigan visiting Maryland, both those games in the afternoon window. Earlier, we asked you today's sideline survey, how many Big Ten teams you think will make the college ball playoff? 50% of you say 3, going with the safe number right in between that weird 2 and what could be a 4 if Ohio State loses to Michigan again. And now turning our attention back to this week's game, Nebraska game, of course, heading to Penn State. We're joined via Zoom by Sean Fitz from Blue White Illustrated to talk more about the Nittany Lions. Sean, I want to start with the pass rush. The last 3 or 4 weeks for the Nittany Lions, it seems like it's really gotten better. What's the change been?
Yeah, I think Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator, it's been a struggle at Penn State this year to, first off, thanks for having me. Forgot the pleasantries. My apologies for that.
Sorry.
But you talk about the defense that Penn State's had over the last few years. And Jim Knowles was the defensive coordinator for Ohio State, who won a national title last year. And you thought that maybe these two things could marry and produce something special. They haven't. Frankly, they don't have the physicality up front to get it done. In the last couple of weeks, they've resorted to a little bit more exotic blitzing, bringing things off the edge, a lot of corner blitzing. They've, I think, forced 2 or 3 fumbles over the last 2 weeks, both or all of them via corner blitz. So it's pressure coming from all over, which is interesting because you look at the schedule and Penn State, when they were going through the early part of their 6-game losing streak, they were really struggling against mobile quarterbacks. In the last 3 weeks, really haven't faced that. They've faced some really darn good quarterbacks, but guys that aren't going to tear you up running the football. So what you were looking at against UCLA, against Northwestern, is guys getting upfield. Dennis Sutton, number 33, as Penn State's best pass rusher, getting upfield and then just getting looped underneath by the running quarterback. And really that's been what's tearing them up. So I think Jim Knowles made some adjustments. I don't want to say simplified some things, but brought pressure from different angles. And it's been successful. You know, Penn State has always been a program that's been able to get after the quarterback, usually with 4. They haven't been able to do that. So you're looking at sort of a different setup, a different structure than we saw the first couple of weeks of that losing streak. And it's been a positive one. It's been a lot more fun to watch defense in the last couple of weeks.
Sean, I'm curious, just kind of getting inside the numbers. I watched, FIU early, and then I look at Michigan State later. Very similar style games in terms of pulling away late, kind of bludgeon your teams, wore them down. When you look at how Penn State was when they were healthy, post-Aller's injury, versus now with Grunkemeyer, the style seems similar offensively. Is there a difference? And in spite of the record and the talent, is this kind of just who Penn State is offensively?
Yeah, I think so. They've had some struggles at receiver the last couple of years, and they tried to fix that by bringing in some guys that were very productive or pretty productive at their last stops. Devontae Ross at Troy was very good. Trevor Pena at Syracuse was a volume guy. I think he caught 80 passes last year. So you were hoping that, from a Penn State perspective, that production would carry over. It really hasn't. Penn State at its heart has been a running team. They're always a running team, but they've been a team that you could sort of place their floor around Katron Allen and Nick Singleton, the 2 backs. Allen's really sort of separated himself in the last couple of weeks He's gotten more carries. They were 50-50 for a while, but Allen has really separated himself and has been, he just knocked out Michigan State, 181 yards this week. So, yeah, I think you're seeing something similar. Plus, you're protecting a young quarterback. Ethan Grunkmeyer is a redshirt freshman. He'll start his 5th game this week, and he'll, do some good things, and then he'll look like a redshirt freshman quarterback who's making his 5th start. This past week at Michigan State, you expected him to maybe open it up a little bit more. Penn State's been throwing the ball down the field a little bit more, which has been a really big point of contention in Happy Valley. He hit a 75-yard touchdown to Devontae Ross, but also, feeling pressure is very different on the practice field than it is on the game field, and you've seen that with Grunkmeyer the last couple of weeks. I think he's done some nice things, but it's not a breakout by any stretch of the imagination. He's been able to keep his head above water and do some very good things, but he's also buoyed by that run game. That run game is going to open things up in the play action pass. It's going to, bring that safety a couple steps further, and then all of a sudden you're able to go over the top. And I think that's really what Penn State has leaned on the last couple of weeks when you talk about downfield throws. It's been very much welcomed, and it all starts with the running game. Last year during the college football playoff, they ran the heck out of the ball, regardless of the postseason team that they played against. And of course, they beat SMU and Boise. Some people don't count those as wins, but they played in the Big Ten title game against Oregon, ran the ball very well there, ran the ball against Notre Dame. So at its peak Penn State DNA, yes, they want to run the football, and that's going to be what's kind of get them through Saturday night, especially in a cold night game where you kind of expect both teams to try and hammer as much as possible.
That's quick. Sean, quickly as we wrap it up here, how have they kept this locker room together, and what is your feel on what the atmosphere is going to be like for a night game with students going on break in State College?
Yep. Yeah, that's Terry Smith right there, the interim head coach. He's been the cornerbacks coach here. Actually arrived with not with James Franklin, but joined his first staff as an outsider, which is one of the few outsiders that came in back then. Back in that day, they only had 9 assistants at that point, or 9 full-time assistants at that point. But he's been the guy that's put them all together. It's been interesting to watch because you look at 6 straight losses and you think this is a bit of a mess. But if you watch Iowa, if you watched, at Iowa, at Ohio State, and at home against Indiana, Penn State actually played pretty well in those games. It was very different than what we saw in the Northwestern games and the UCLA games. So credit to Terry Smith, credit to, I think, the holding on to sort of the culture that's been built over the last 12 years, because those guys are here for a reason. A lot of that reason is gone now with James Franklin going to Virginia Tech. But Terry Smith has been a guy that has kept things under control. And again, the losses were there, but if you watch this team play, they didn't quit. And that includes guys who are, could have packed it in and opted out, went to the draft or whatever. So I think that there's been a lot of credit to be due to Terry Smith and to that coaching staff for keeping these guys up.
Sean, we appreciate you joining us. Enjoy the game on Saturday.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sean.
Is there a limit to the growth of American football? Flag football in the Olympics in 28, NFL games in England, Germany, Spain, Mexico, Ireland, where, of course, the Huskers played as well. You may not know about a women's full pad league here in the States. And yes, there's a team right here in Nebraska. Pride coach Nancy Javo Major has played a key role in building the women's game.
Okay, last regular season game of the year. We're gonna have a good crowd, and we're gonna go out and have some fun. It's football. We play NCAA rules. If you love football, you're gonna love watching this. And I think that we would impress you if you gave us the chance. We're in the Women's Football Alliance. It is the largest women's tackle football league in the world. Last year, we were in our 2nd season. We won the Division II National Championship. So there's 3 tiers, kind of like NCAA setup. You got your Division III or your smaller teams, the ones that are just getting started. You got your Division II, which is for your intermediates, your ones that have figured it out but aren't quite there yet building-wise. And then you've got your Pro Division. There's 12 teams in the Pro Division. So in our 2nd year as a team, as an organization, we won Division II National Championship. That pushed us up to the Pro Division. So we're now in the top level.
Nancy Javo-Mayer is the head coach, GM, president, and PR director in all things Nebraska Pride of the Women's Football Association. Over 20 years ago, she fell in love with football, driving her to make it her lifelong pursuit.
As soon as I got done with college, I was kind of bored, and I had some friends that were like, dude, you need something to do. And so they found women's football for me, and I started playing, went out, didn't have any idea what I was doing when I went out on the field for the first time. Kind of self-taught, because I started out playing for a team in Iowa that was really small. It wasn't developed, so I kind of self-taught myself everything about football. Through my 16 years playing, kind of grew a love for the game, a vast knowledge of the game, and just kind of naturally went into coaching.
As a former college soccer player turned football vet, she understands the need to find players from all walks of life and all sports to find her next star player.
1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 5, 6, family!
Husband always had great stories of when he was in high school playing, and so I was like, maybe I should try this. I didn't have the education behind it for the football, but that was part of the challenge, was learning the sport. No one handed me a football when I was little. They handed me a soccer ball, they handed me a basketball. I told myself, if I don't go, then I don't have a story to tell. And I went to it and made the team, tried out with all the girls, and I thought, this is awesome. So went, and that's my story started.
I had started in 3rd grade with the little junior football team. And I just kept going, and I got up to high school. And by the time I hit high school, all the coaches had known me because I had done all the football camps growing up. So they were fully bought in. It was just a really fun experience. I had a lot of fun with it.
So Erin's actually the first player that I've had come and that has played high school. I've had some players that played like junior football when they were like 8 to 10, 12 years old, but Erin's the first player that I've had that's played high school, and just having that base knowledge is huge.
Erin Marty's base football knowledge comes from playing for a state championship team in 2023 at Omaha Westside High School. But for most women, playing tackle football is a whole new world.
Football is just a whole different breed.
Definitely terrified to get hit. I mean, a lot of interceptions in the first couple games that I'd thrown were panicked ones.
It's more fun to hit than be hit, for sure.
I like the contact of it. It challenges you physically, and then there's a mental challenge to it too. And it's just like an ultimate team sport, so I love that. And I love showing up the next day with bruises at work and you know, just like, yeah, I did that, and just to challenge and push your body.
Nicole Skolnick is one of many players who goes both ways. Iron Women Football. Pride star Britt Peterson, one of the top players in the WFA, wouldn't have it any other way.
I love playing both sides of the ball. I'm not saying it's not hard. I think what Travis Hunter did last year was incredible. His snap count is insane. I'm sure our snap counts, if people tracked them, would be up there too.
They're numbering that stuff out. We just need more linemen, so. The change on the sideline. All right.
Coming off the sideline to suit up and play?
I actually officially retired from playing in 2020. I had my knee replaced. So I had tossed around the idea before season leading up to this year and was like, no, like the team needs a coach and that's where I should be. But when it comes to needing the personnel on the field, I'm ready to jump out there and help the team out.
And after some offensive line injuries, that is exactly what Coach Javot Mayer did, putting on the pads in the second quarter.
So you're going to pick up that linebacker that's coming through. You just drive them and you'll get the yards.
Yep, that'll help.
It was a gallant but futile effort as the Pride dropped their season finale to the Minnesota Vixen 35-0. But in their first year in the Pro League, they did make the playoffs at 4-2 and lost in the first round. But the camaraderie and the joy of the game for these women is what it is all about.
Vixen, thanks for coming down. Great game. It's hard taking 20 people against, what, 80? Let's keep holding down the Midwest and showing them that that's where the best football is.
Damon, you obviously had a chance to coach a girls player at Westside.
Yeah, Erin is, that's how she was the whole time, right? Always a go-getter, always wanting to get after it. And it's just good to see her have opportunities so everybody has some sort of goal that they can go get when that's their dream.
Exactly. Let me ask you, Sean, we'll go to our viewer questions. What do you think the best chance for the 8th win is? Penn State or Iowa?
It's Iowa. I just think at
Better matchup.
home, I just like the matchup. The mobility of Iowa at quarterback worries you, but I just think the emotions and the fans and the crowd, it's going to be an emotional atmosphere.
Damon, this is from Steve and Michael Severe on X. When we get the tight ends more involved, man?
Well, the last 2 games are tight end games.
Yeah.
So if you really want to, if we win at State College, the receiving corps will be led by the tight end.
Good.
Write it down.
I'd love to see that. Why do you think Nebraska is a 10-point underdog?
I just think it's in State College, and I mean, this point spread was set a long, long time ago, and obviously they adjust the spread throughout the year, but I just think at home, a lot of teams would be underdogs in State College. I mean, what was Indiana's number out there? I mean, they're favored.
They're favored by 7, yeah.
But it's just not an easy place to go win. You know, Nebraska, when they were played out there in the past years, if they were favored, it was always by maybe a field goal. I mean, it was never by much.
Right. I know what record Penn State has, but this could be kind of a signature win, right?
Absolutely, because it's like a lot of things that have happened under this coaching tenure. You're fighting against mystique, right?
Yep.
That's why I asked our Penn State guy, you know, you look a lot like you did against FSU, like you did against Michigan State, but you're still Penn State. So what is it?
Yeah.
It's the mystique of State College
Right.
and Happy Valley, and Nebraska's got a chance to fight some demons.
No doubt about it. What's your burning question, Sean?
My burning question is, can Nebraska figure it out on the road again in another tough road environment? Most importantly, can their defense show up and play at the level needed?
Can they win the turnover battle? I seldom dumb it down to turnovers, but if Nebraska wins the turnover battle, mark my words, they'll win the game.
Can TJ Lateef have a big game like some running quarterbacks have had against Penn State? If he gets 75, I think it's enough to keep the game close. For our picks for the Penn State game, Saturday night, check the prediction on Facebook, X, and Big Red Wrap-Up page. As a reminder, the next game on TV will be Saturday night against Penn State at 6 o'clock on NBC. And next week, Big Red Wrap-Up will air on Wednesday, a special night right here on Nebraska Public Media to make room for the state championship games on Monday and Tuesday. We'll recap the Penn State game. We'll preview the Iowa game. The special guest, Steve Sipple, back for 2. That's awesome. On Big Red Wrap-Up at 7 p.m. on Nebraska Public Media. You can also tune in on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and our website, nebraskapublicmedia.org. Our special thanks to Brett Qualley, Sean Fitz, for Damon Benning, and Sean Callahan. I'm Michael Severe. We'll see you next week on Big Red Wrap-Up.